to finish the unit in the linear regression equation, we want to discuss the coefficient of correlation and the R squared that we saw or we asked Excel to present to us together with the equation of the line. So besides looking at the scatter plot and seeing that the line seems reasonable, how can we tell mathematically if the line is a good predictor? We use the correlation coefficient R as an indicator of the strength of the relationship between X and Y. And the correlation coefficient R is a numerical value and provides a measure of the direction, positive or negative, and the strength, weak or strong, of the linear correlation between the independent variable X and the dependent variable Y. The formula is here presented in the notes and also in the textbooks. And it is a complicated operation between several sums. The first sum is the sum of the products of X and Y values, the pairs. The next two sums are multiplied together. So this is the product of the sums of the X value and the sum of the Y value. In the denominators, we have the square root of another product. Each parenthesis, each quantity is n times the sum of the squares of X minus the sum of X. X is when that sum is squared, and a similar quantity for Y, n times the sum of the squares of the Y's minus the sum of the Y's, and after we find the sum, the square of that. N is the size of your sample or the size of the data points. You should have this n number of X's with n numbers of Y's. The value of R is from -1 to 1. Mathematically, -1 less than or equal to R and less than or equal to 1. And any values of R close to 1 or -1 indicate a strong linear correlation. In fact, if R is equal to 1 exactly, then that's a perfect positive linear correlation. And if R is equal to -1, then it's a perfect negative linear correlation. And the points X, Y that you have collected actually fall on a straight line. If R is equal to 0, then there is no correlation between the two variables. A positive linear correlation, which corresponds to a positive R, indicates that as X increases, Y also increases. And a negative linear correlation, indicated by a negative R, indicates that as X increases, Y decreases. Now, a strong correlation does not suggest that X causes Y or that Y causes X. We usually say correlation does not imply causation. To demonstrate an example of correlation and causation, I searched online the phrase correlation does not imply causation, and I found this example from stratology.org that says that if we collect data for monthly ice cream sales and monthly shark attacks around the United States each year, we would find that the two variables are highly correlated. So as ice cream sales increase, shark attacks also increase, and as ice cream sales decrease, shark attacks also decrease. And the question is whether that means that consuming ice cream causes shark attacks. And we can all understand that this is not the case. The more likely explanation is that there is a lurking variable or a confounding variable. More people consume ice cream and get in the ocean when the weather is warm outside, which explain why these two variables are so highly correlated. So again, make sure that you understand that if you find a very strong correlation between two variables, you need to do a separate investigation to check and see if there is a causation between the two variables. Your linear correlation does not imply that the one variable is the reason why the other variable varies. Now, the coefficient of determination is the variable r squared, the one r squared that we have asked Excel to show us when it calculates the line of best fit. It's called the coefficient of determination. It's usually expressed as a percent, and it has an interpretation in the context of the data. R squared, when expressed as a percent, represents the percentage of variation in the dependent or response variable y that can be explained by variation in the independent or explanatory variable x using the regression line that we found. 1 minus r squared, when expressed as a percent, is the complement. It will represent the percent of variation of y, that's the dependent or response variable, that is not explained by the variation in x, the explanatory variable, using the regression line. So when we did the line of best fit for the final exam scores based on the third exam scores, we found that r squared is 43.97 or 0.4397 or 43.97%. And if we want to interpret the coefficient of determination, we will say that approximately 44% of the variation in the final exam score, that's the dependent variable, can be explained by variation in the third exam score, which is the independent variable, using the regression line. And for this section's glossary, to refresh our memory on what we have learned over the multiple videos for this section, we discussed what is the correlation coefficient, what is the coefficient of determination, which is the square of the correlation coefficient, what is the domain of the data, what is the least squares regression line, the residual, the slope, what does y hat mean, and what is the y-intercept, especially as it relates to the line of best fit, and whether it is a reasonable interpretation of possible values of the dependent variable.